Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here again. You know, there is going to come a time when every individual, regardless of how much you own, what possessions you might have, what kind of love affair you might be engaged in, whatever life has that's important to you is going to stop. For many of us, it will stop when we die. But even if a lot of us are still alive, there's going to come a time when everything is going to stop. And everything that you thought you had will be useless. It will have no value whatsoever. What do you think you would have to do to survive at a time like that? Would you be able to survive? Well, I know most of you know that if that time comes, and if mankind has anything to do with it, it won't be coming. And in order for it to come, that means it must be out of mankind's hand. And so if it's out of mankind's hand, then it would be prudent, I would say, to be prepared for it. We have heard it said, I think I heard an author once stated, that there are three stages to maturity. One it calls dependency stage. That's the stage you can see when a baby comes into the world. Needs all the attention. Needs it all. And as they grow up, even to a certain point in life, they say, well, now they're able to support themselves. They are able to govern themselves. They call this independence. They've moved from dependency to independence. And in independence, mankind can go to the highest heights or to the lowest lows. Sometimes it's by choice. Sometimes it's by circumstance. Choice is fine. Circumstance is unacceptable. And yet, they do exist. Now, the third stage, we're moving from dependency to independence to interdependency. This is when we are able to get along together, to be able to move forward together, to work things out together. Now, I would say to everybody that's listening to this tape, I've heard many of you say that you want peace, and you want our nation to blossom. You want our nation to be a better nation than it really is. And all of you know that in order for the nation to be a better nation, it would require that you, the people, become a better people. That means that basically you people have to respond in situations that pertains to life, personal, and that to everyone else, in such a way that it has compassion for them, has reverence for your own legacy. And so it has a whole lot to do with how the future holds. And yet, I know that as much as everybody in the world would say that they want peace and they want prosperity and they want joy, I know as much as everyone would say it, 95% of them would do nothing. Or even if they thought they would be willing to do something, they would restrict what they do. Or they might go to great extremes. Well, when push comes to the shove, they will turn their backs and walk out on it. And here's the shove. People who got something put faith in what they got. Many of them have to struggle hard within the systems that they live in to attain what they have. Many of them have to struggle very hard. Many of them had to work within the system and be smart within the system, educate themselves within the system, and move according to the rules that have been given that governs the conduct within that system. Many of them have abide by those rules and have progressed. Many of them have been played wild and progressed and gotten by, and the world goes on and on. Reality of it is, it has gone so far and yet so low. And it is a struggle to eradicate the lows. Nothing to knock down the highs. There's nothing wrong with the highs. They should go higher. But we got to take the lows. And how do you take the lows and bring them up? In certain systems where fairness is apparent, you would think that the lows could come up on their own. But we don't really know, we don't know of a system that's really ever been fair. So we have to presuppose, we have to use our imagination. And when I use my imagination, I think that there's only one way. There's only one way that there can be some fairness in the land, and the way to do that is that there must be truth and structure of understanding about what is going on. And the truth and structure of understanding about what is going on, ladies and gentlemen, is that all things belong to the creator of them. Now, for the most part, there's a power unseen that created everything that our senses can identify. Even the people, and the people's ability to do the various things that they do is a given by that same power that created everything else. So all things belong to the creator. If we could accept that, if we can acknowledge that that power loves each of us, and as each of us require oxygen in order to live, and none of us are denied oxygen. We are given oxygen liberally because that's the way the Creator gives it to us. That is the way the Creator, as I can see it, wants us to be to one another. As we make choices and govern ourselves and dictate ourselves about what is important to us in our lives, we have established that certain things, food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care, are some of the primary things that are important to us, and they are important to every human being on the face of the earth. The Creator knows that. The Creator has made it so that this would be, and it is. And all of the necessary ingredients outside of ourselves have been there, whether it's on the earth, in the earth, or above the earth, provided by the Creator. But has given us the desires, the challenges, the talents to explore these different avenues. In fact, each of us have a purpose, and it's to be expressed in the form of careers. And in these careers, we apply our gifts, we apply our talents, doing that which gives us the greatest pleasure in life because we're doing what we were created to do. And as we do that, we create the things, the goods and services that the people say are important to them. This is God, again, being blessed to each of us, through each of us. Now, I don't see what's wrong with understanding stuff like that. The only thing here is this. Now everybody can live as though they are royalty. The only problem is there's nobody trying to be superior to another. And everybody's satisfied because their dream is real. And it doesn't affect anyone else's dream in a negative way. In fact, every dream that intertwines with others only become more beautiful because the dreams themselves are beautiful dreams and nothing can take away beauty. But ugliness, and since all are beautiful, we only get beauty. So I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying to each of you who hear my voice, it is time that we stop being acting as if we don't care. It is time we start realizing that the Republican parties and the Democratic parties, the political process, in fact, cannot give us what we want. Not the way it stands today. We have people coming to us promising the same old things they've always promised to us, and the power to do these things is not, ladies and gentlemen, in these people. The power to accomplish these things is in the hands of the people, you, the public. You must desire these things. You must want these things. And in so doing, by your conduct, anybody who's trying to get in office know that they must be addressing your concerns, and if they're not, it's no big thing because you will be doing it. And it is your duty and your responsibility to see that all of this stuff is wiped out. Why? Because you see it, because you understand the path, you see its clarity. You are there with the solution, there with the answer, and you are there to set it in such a way that it harms no one except those who want to continue to hold power and abuse it over people, and that must go, because that is not the conduct of love. That is not the conduct of peace. That is not the conduct of prosperity, and that is not the conduct of joy. And as people who now know a path that leads perfectly, that allows everybody's dream to come true, we cannot settle for others with some short half-stepping dreams about this, some half-stepping dreams about that. We must care about our people. Who are our people? All people. Not just black people since I'm black. Not just white people since you're white. Not just men because we're men, and not just women because you're women. And not just Americans because we are Americans, and not just you, other nations, because you're you, but all nations. We have to do that because this is the sweetest way that we can glorify a God that would give us peace, that would give us prosperity, that would give us joy, and guarantee it to us, through us. Not a God who would set some on the top, trillion and billionaires, causing wars, trying to control different worlds, poverty, crime, and violence, the results, while some still trying to say they are great lineage to this and that. Wake up, people. This is real. This is not mystery. This is real. And it's so simple. It is so simple. All you have to do is wake up. Now, I'm going to leave you, but I want to keep something on your mind. During this presidential season, I want all people who say you love God, I want everybody who say you're a Christian, who say you believe in God, who say you want to go to heaven, all of those of you who say your parents are already in heaven, I'm going to call on you to act like you're serious about this heaven thing. During this next election, the general election, when you go to the polls to vote, all over the nation, I want you to write in Eddie Marcus as the next president of the United States of America. And I want you to do that because this is a form of identifying the power of those who truly believe in God, whose understanding is that their love for God must be expressed through their love for one another. And they are willing to channel their understanding of life in a new form, in a new fashion. Not the old way. Not the way of competition and challenging and you're better and we're better, and no. A new way of thinking. We are all great. And everything that we do is necessary. And it is wonderful and it is great. And we who do it because we love doing it. And it just so happens that it fits in with what else is going on. It makes it so complete and so wonderful that we the people can be gracious and blessed. Now this comes by because it's a new way of thinking, a new way of acting, and a new way of doing. So when you go there and write in Eddie Marcus for the next president of the United States, you're telling the world that you're ready for a new kind of life. You're putting your life in the life to guarantee the life to all. So that the true God, not the Antichrist, not the New World Order that George Bush and all those other people are talking about. No, not that New World Order that Rockefeller and Schultz and everybody keeps talking about. No, not that New World Order. It's a brand new world order, one that these people never dreamed of. And it is one where there is peace. No wars, nobody looking for wars, no terrorists, nobody angry and pissed off with each other. It's one of life. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our day. Believe it, and we can achieve it. Bye-bye.